Welcome back, distinguished architects of the truth and connoisseurs of the unspoken, to the hallowed archives of Mr. Magazine. You have stepped once again into the only sanctuary in the digital realm where a rumor is analyzed with the gravity of a historical document, and where the silence of a star is read like a tragic poem. We are the premier destination for those who understand that in the glittering, often deceptive world of celebrity, the most profound stories are not those told on the red carpet, but those whispered behind closed doors. Today, we are opening a dossier that has been sealed for far too long. We are turning our discerning lens toward one of the most charismatic men in Turkey, Boris Arduç, and a seismic revelation that has come not from the tabloids, but from his own bloodline. For months, the world of celebrity gossip has been turbulent, a churning sea of speculation regarding Boris's private life, his career trajectory, and the invisible walls surrounding his heart. But this time, a name has emerged that has taken everyone by surprise, changing the coordinates of the conversation entirely. Boris's father, a figure who has remained stoically silent for a long time, has sparked a new controversy with statements made to his inner circle. Statements that quickly mutated from behind-the-scenes conversations into sensational headlines. These were not simply a father's emotional outbursts, they were interpreted as shocking confessions that shed light on the dark, unseen corners of recent crises. But before we descend into this labyrinth of family secrets and lost loves, I must ask for a moment of your esteemed patronage. If you value the depth, the elegance, and the fearless analysis of our storytelling, please ensure you have pressed that subscribe button. It is your passport to the truth. For those among you who wish to walk the red carpet of exclusive content and support the artistry of our investigations, the join button, Catil, is waiting for your click. It is the mark of a true insider. Your likes and comments are the ink with which we write history, so please, let your voice be heard. Now, let us listen to the words that have shaken the foundation of the Arduç dynasty. The headline that is currently vibrating through the gossip columns is as blunt as it is devastating: "My son finally regained his sanity after breaking up with Gups." These words, attributed to Boris Arduç's father, are not merely a critique of a past relationship, they are a diagnosis of a soul. According to deeply embedded sources, this experienced father has been observing his son's mental state with the watchful, anxious eye of a guardian for years. The statement implies that the period of the relationship was not just a romantic chapter, but a deviation from the self, a temporary madness that has finally lifted. In recent months, the patriarch reportedly summed up the situation with words that carry a heavy emotional weight: "I've never seen my son so tired." This sentiment resonates with a haunting clarity. Boris Arduç has always been known to the public as a pillar of firmness, self-confidence, and an almost stoic ability to maintain control over his narrative. However, according to his father, the relationship with Gups Oze left a mark on his life that was far deeper and more exhausting than anyone realized. It is said that this dynamic affected not only his emotional equilibrium but seeped like a slow poison into his career decisions, his family relationships, and even his fundamental self-perception. The sanity his father speaks of is the return of the Boris they knew before the storm, a man who is no longer fighting a war within his own home. "It's been a long time since I've seen Boris so surprised and indecisive." This specific observation from the father has resonated in gossip columns for a long time, offering a glimpse into the paralysis that reportedly gripped the actor. The rumor mill suggests that during the relationship, Boris was a man divided, constantly weighing his desires against the expectations placed upon him. But the real shock, the seismic shift, came after the breakup. Boris's father's words caused a real stir in the gossip world because they framed the separation not as a loss, but as a liberation. "I see that Boris has acted more sensibly since he broke up with Gups." This statement was interpreted by many industry analysts as a veiled admission of past regrets, a father acknowledging that mistakes were made, but celebrating their correction. According to reports, his father believes his son has regained control of the steering wheel since the breakup, avoiding the sudden, emotional outbursts that characterized the tumultuous final days of the relationship and adopting a more cautious, measured approach with those around him. Boris's significantly reduced media presence, his greater protection of his private life, and his laser focus on his projects reinforced this opinion. He is no longer performing for the cameras. He is living for himself. This brings us to a profound question about family dynamics. Do you believe that parents often see the truth about our relationships before we do? Is parental intuition real, or is it just bias? We are incredibly curious to hear your philosophy on this. Have you ever had a family member warn you about a partner? Please, share your experiences in the comments below. We read every single story. And if you believe Boris is finally on the right path, show your support by hitting that like button right now. Another striking detail circulating in the close circles of the family is the father's frequent, almost philosophical statement: when a person falls in love, they temporarily set aside logic. These words, combined with Boris's recent emotional interviews and sudden withdrawals, hinted at deep-seated disagreements between father and son that occurred in the past. According to some gossip columnists, the relationship with Gups generated a long period of silent but deep tension within the Arduç family. It is claimed that the relationship represented a serious test of loyalty. Family members were reportedly more distant from the beginning, sensing a mismatch, while the father displayed a cautious yet anxious attitude, watching his son drift away. During that period, Boris is said to have distanced himself from his family, perhaps to protect his partner or perhaps to avoid the mirror they held up to him. He ignored criticism and acted according to his own beliefs, however insane they may have seemed to his father. However, after the separation, the tectonic plates of the family are shifting back into place. It is claimed that family relationships are being reconciled and that genuine efforts are being made to repair the broken ties. One of the most striking statements referred to the change in his son: now he listens more, he talks less. This phrase perfectly fits Boris's recent avoidance of the cameras, his silence on social media, and his rejection of controversies. According to gossip columnists, this is a conscious process of withdrawal and restructuring, a man learning to trust his family's counsel once again. And now, we arrive at the most shocking statement, the one that is truly fueling the rumors behind the scenes and keeping the editors of gossip magazines awake at night. According to rumors from those intimately close to the family, the father uses a specific name in almost every conversation regarding his son's future and past: Elsen. Elsen is every other word he says in private. This rumor has brought Elçin Sangu's name back into the blinding spotlight with the force of a supernova. Is it just nostalgia for a golden era of television, or is it the shadow of an unfinished story that refuses to die? The chemistry between Boris and Elsen was the stuff of legends, and for the father to reportedly invoke her name so frequently suggests that she represents something fundamental to the family, perhaps a benchmark of happiness, or perhaps a missed opportunity that they hope can be reclaimed. While the world of celebrity gossip seeks the answer to this burning question, there has yet to be a clear statement from Elçin Sangu. Is her silence the strongest message of all? Is she waiting in the wings, or has she moved on? We are deep into the analysis of this family saga. If you are enjoying this breakdown of the hidden truths, please make sure you have joined the Mr. Magazine family by subscribing. We decode the stories that others miss. Also, check out the join button, Katil. Below this video, doing so allows you to support our channel directly. Do you think Elçin Sangu is the missing piece of Boris's puzzle? Let us know in the comments. Boris has not yet responded to his father's statements. However, it is being whispered in the entertainment world that this silence is not accidental, it is strategic. According to those close to him, Boris is now fully aware that every phrase he utters generates a new controversy, so he prefers to remain silent, letting his father's words hang in the air like smoke. These words are not just an emotional assessment from a concerned parent, they are also considered a summary of a turbulent period that is finally ending. The emphasis on being smarter and more cautious reveals the point Boris has reached after the storms he has weathered. Now everyone is asking the same question: will this awareness be permanent, or is the celebrity world bracing for another storm? One thing is certain, nothing will ever be the same for Boris Arduç. The statement Elsen is one of his two words has become one of the most critical details that gossip columnists have been analyzing for days. These words could reflect not only longing for a past relationship but also the traces of a past filled with unanswered questions and what ifs. Boris's transformation is being interpreted in two different ways by the experts. According to some, this is a clear sign of regret, an acknowledgement that the price of mistakes, bad decisions, and poor timing has been incredibly high, and now he sees the landscape of his life more clearly. The father's statements also show that a cautious hope is blossoming within the family. According to sources close to them, the patriarch wants his son to see this entire painful process as a lesson. No rash decisions, no major outbursts, just calm and balance, seems to be the new family motto. It is also said that the family is adopting a gentler approach during this period, preferring support over pressure, creating a safe harbor for Boris to heal. For the first time in a long time, family tension is reportedly low. But is this silence the calm before the storm? Everyone in the world of celebrity gossip is whispering the same possibility: this silence won't last long. But this time, what's coming might not be a scandal, but a radical change in direction. It's rumored that Boris might suddenly appear and take a step that changes all perceptions, perhaps a step back toward Elsen. And the most intriguing question remains hanging over us all: is Elsen truly involved in this transformation? Or is she just a powerful echo of the past, a ghost haunting the conversations of a father who wants the best for his son? No story ends until it ends. This new act, which begins with the father's candid words, could actually be a sign that a chapter is being rewritten, not a conclusion in Boris's life. Love, regret, awareness, and silence are all intertwined in this complex tapestry. The celebrity news world is holding its breath because the end of this story has yet to be told. And it seems that Boris's response will be to live it, not talk about it. We at Mr. Magazine will be here to read the next chapter with you. Thank you for joining us in the archives today. If this story of fatherhood and redemption resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, may you find the sanity to leave what hurts you and the courage to embrace what heals you. Goodbye.